Hi, I'm Robert Howard. I'm the Deputy Director of Public Works, Operations and Maintenance. This is where we have a display in room 115 in City Hall. It really is somewhat engineering oriented. We also have really nice stuff, lots of equipment, really good things, larger pipes, more demonstrations down at the Corporation Yard. So what we have here is we're celebrating Public Works Week, and we have different brochures and handouts here that people can look at. This is how to get rid of your fluorescent lights properly. Public Works is responsible for stormwater, so we have stormwater pollution brochures. And we have water infrastructure on how it works and how the system works for every city underneath the ground to give you kind of an idea of what we do. A lot of our assets, our most expensive assets, are hidden. We have about $100 million assets in water and wastewater, and most of those are below ground. And then we have rebates through an organization called BOSCA, Bay Area Water Service and Conservation Association. And there's a $150 rebate for high efficiency toilets. Then there's some information on water-wise gardening, which is important, and something everybody can do, something I do, which is mulching quite a lot in my little garden. And then water efficient classes that are coming up on May 28th. All these brochures are available at City Hall in Engineering and Transportation.
Hello. Welcome to the Public Works Open House, City of San Bruno. My name's Wing Wong. I'm the Associate Engineer in the Public Works Department. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our water system. The water system in San Bruno is pretty old. I would say it dated back to the 1920s. So it's a part of the system is about 80 years old, and this is an example of some of the old pipes that we have removed from the ground. As you can see, they pretty much rusted, and they got holes. And because the water system's under pressure, when there's a break, we call it a breaking in the main break. The water comes shooting up, and then create a sinkhole on the road. So when that happens, these pipes need to be removed and replaced with newer pipes. And this is an example of a pipe that had a break before and was previously repaired. And what they do is they take a stainless steel clamp and they clamp the portion that has the leak. And so that will hold it temporarily in place, and until the entire pipe is replaced. And these pipes are underground, so when they are being replaced, you will pretty much have to open up a trench in the street and take out the old section of the pipe, put the new pipe in with the correct bedding support, and backfill the trench, and then you replace the asphalt on the top. Make sure that the compaction in the trench is really solid, so that when car goes by on the top, that the trench will not cave in and create sinkholes. So these are typical examples of some of the really old pipes that must be replaced. And if not, water cannot go through, you lose water pressure in the house, and it also, uh, the rust will create a really bad taste in the water, and maybe even stain your clothes when you do laundry.
Hi, my name is Jim Shannon. I'm a management analyst for Public Works, and just want to take a second to talk a little bit about the capital improvement program that Public Works has. This little chart here sort of describes more specifically the water and sewer systems. So we have, for example, our water system. We've got about 104 miles of pipe underneath the ground. We've got 8 water pumping stations, 5 well sites, 5 water storage tanks, and we're regulated not only by our own regulations that the city has, but also the State Water Resources Control Board. And so this also leads to sort of what the replacement value of the system is. So we have, if you total up all the assets for water, it comes to about $126.1 million system. Now compare that with our sewer system over here, where we have 74 miles of underground pipe. We've got 6 pumping stations, also regulated by the State Water Resources Control Board. The total replacement value for that system is $100 million. So you take the two of those together, that's about $220 million and more of sort of worth of what's sort of underneath the city of San Bruno. And that leads us into what we have to do for our capital improvement program. There's always projects going on to sort of fix known deficiencies, whether a deficiency problems or some sort of capacity issue, that there's maybe not enough fire flow to one particular hydrant. So we take care of those issues, but what also has to go on is maintaining, just making sure our system doesn't get too old and just gets too decrepit. Right now, even though we've been working hard for the past 10 years, we still have an average age of our system between 60 and 80 years old. That means we have to go back in there and replace that old pipe with some new pipe. Over here are some examples of some older pipe. This is probably well over 50 years old. We've got a couple perforated holes for an old water pipe. This would have been a section of pipe that we would have cut out. Behind it is also an old piece of pipe, but actually there's also what's called basically a clamp. So when the water main breaks, the water crews come out there and they put a clamp on it to stop the water from leaking out and maintain service. And so, but at some of the times the clamps don't work and you have to actually cut out the whole piece of pipe. So this is one of the pieces of pipe that was cut out and replaced with something new. But we have to do that on a much larger scale, not on just a piecemeal basis whenever there's a problem. We want to go through and replace whole sections of pipe, maybe a half mile at a time. We've got a project coming up in the next year on Mastic Avenue to do some replacing of the old sewer pipe underneath there. So it's about 0.65 miles of both water and sewer. So that'll take a good chunk of what we need to accomplish. So over the next 3 years, we plan to do quite a bit of work. We plan to replace 3% of all the underground pipe and water, 5% of all the underground sewer pipe. We plan to replace 1 pump station for water and 1 pump station for sewer, as well as seismically retrofit 2 of our water storage tanks. So that's just a little bit of our capital program, but some of the important things we're working on